Hey, what's up everybody? Andreas here. I wanted to make a quick video and go through how I managed to revamp, rebrand, and rebuild my online school community that used to be called AI Mastery, and how I turned it into AI Design Club, a free community where designers can gather, test AI tools together, and figure out workflows. And there's also a community run by me, so I'm there as well. So I want to go through basically the journey of how I went ahead and recreated the branding that I had for my community. So as you can see, the previous community was called AI Mastery Community. It was a more broad community that was dealing with prompt engineering and mostly AI related stuff that we're expanding to copywriting, to marketing, to sales, to business. And it felt very hectic after some point because I had to deal with a lot of content, and it was very differentiated and it was difficult to keep up. And to be honest, my personal expertise and love is for branding and design. So it was a no-brainer for me, especially in this specific point in our time, to go full AI design and also represent my YouTube channel as well properly inside school. I've been a school owner for about 1.5 years now. I really love the whole project, the whole vision, and the whole team behind it. So it's definitely a very new age tool for the online education industry. So this was the previous branding. There's nothing wrong with it, but the whole idea behind the community was very vague. So I went ahead and did some research, and I fell in love with these colors because they really remind me of the school.com colors, the community that my community operates on platform actually. So I really relied heavily on the very primary yellows, blues, reds, and of course a dual theme that we will integrate. Then I was very intrigued with the kind of brutalistic mixed with old English and very high contrast colors. But keep that in mind because then I actually fell in love with these type of typography as well, the very strict and brutalist kind of typography. And I was trying to find a cool emblem style so that I can have a monogram as well. I also created a mock-up on Figma of how the classroom looks like on school so that I can be able to, as you can see later, test my covers and the overall branding with the avatar, the banners here for our classes, etc., etc. My first huge love and the design that I wanted to truly follow and try to basically mimic was from Zwonk. I don't know, European people. I'm also European. I'm Greek. Let me know, my German friends, if I pronounce it properly. So what I love about this website is that it's purely brutalistic, of course, but I love this bracket style of showcasing UI components, basically. So I wanted to basically adopt that. I love this style. And I wanted to mimic the very strict structure that this website has and this very high contrast. So I went ahead and I basically rebuilt this on Figma as a very simple mockup of how I wanted my components to look, fully with auto layout, with a very proper style. So in the initial workflow, what I was doing was that I dropped this mockup landing page and then this refined version afterwards, where I was about to use the Figma MCP and Windsurf to basically gather the data of this design elements and basically have Windsurf implement this, which it did in a way. As you can see, the style is there, but this unique character is not. And it was very difficult to actually nail this down properly. It required me to use Figma a lot, actually. As you can see here, I was basically trying to nail this bracket style. And I think it took me about 2 days to actually figure this out inside Windsurf. I also was using a tool called builder.io, which is basically a plugin inside Visual Studio Code that you can use by it basically acts like Windsurf, but it's an extra plugin. What it does well, it has this design mode where you can actually edit elements just like a very typical Elementor style builder. And then you can just click on a button here that says apply changes and everything gets updated. I never had an issue with it. So I was using it whenever I was struggling with Windsurf with very simple stuff like remove these community beds. For some reason, Windsurf was like tweaking. But Builder doesn't, because you select this element, you backspace, you delete it manually, and then you apply changes. Builder AI understands it, and it's been removed. So it works well for those cases 100%. Then I went further refining it, and as you can see, it's getting way better actually. And then what I wanted to implement was some cool visual effects with Unicore Studio, etc., etc. So this was the actual file. I have a very clean AI Design Club logo. I wanted to go as simple and approachable as possible with a font mark because it's a free community and I want to approach all types of designers. I don't really want to opinionate myself a lot. And keep that in mind because that's why I'm then redesigning the whole identity completely. And I also added this cool font mark that I thought of because it's pixels, which basically represents design, which is rastered, pixelated, SVG. It's basically a living entity in pixels that gets translated or gets combined with code, like typical like dashes or those like marks that you see in code. So this is like the very simple branding behind it. So I was thinking of this design for like days, and I was like, I don't really think it suits anything that I do. So then I was like, let's bring my YouTube channel and see how it looks. And as you can see, I tried adding this well, which inspired me a lot. And I was like, why don't I just follow a similar theme to what I see in this screen, basically? That was my concept. So I went ahead and basically started creating a couple of covers for my school community for things that I want to showcase, at least for now, because everything is a work in progress. And as you can see, I'm following the same style that I follow on YouTube here. You can check out my thumbnails and figure it out. Everything looks polished, everything looks nice, at least in my eyes. And I'm also adding the mockups here just to see how it looks like before I publish everything. And it looks super clean, nothing like how it used to be, basically. So how I managed to actually go from this design, which is bright, has an accent color of pink and a very distinct style, to something that's less opinionated and more approachable and more understandable as well. So here are the chats that I used to basically build and structure the whole project alongside Windsurf. I used Suna and I used Manus as well. Both are agents that pretty much do the same things, but for some reason, I don't know, Manus works better as a tool to refine things from a more specific point of view and a more detailed point of view. So I was usually using Manus to basically refine copy instead of refining the whole UI of the page. So I was using Manus to basically gather all the info that I have about me, the community, what I want to achieve, etc., as I'm going to show you. And I was using it for this part of the build. I used Suna completely to build the first landing page, and then I refined it using Windsurf, then Suna, Windsurf, Figma, etc. So I'm going to show you the current landing page that is live. As you can see, that the style is completely different. And as you can see, the Loom video is here that presents the community. We have a very clean navbar that basically have clickable elements where you get to all of your sections and have a who is behind this, what you will actually get inside the community, a cool hero section with a quick video explaining everything, a cool CTA at the end, and of course, a very simple footer. This also is a theme that gets switched from light to dark. Everything works properly, and all of the links will basically get you to the school community, which is AI Design Club School. There we are. So this is basically AI Design Club. I am a user because I'm registered, but this is what somebody would see, the about page. This is the about page of our free community, which I advise you to join if you're a designer that is struggling with AI or is very confused or doesn't know how to utilize it properly. Please join the community. It's now free. and I'm active right now. People are introducing themselves. I have requests of people joining, so I can't wait to see you in there. So as you can see now, the style between school, the design of the website, and the YouTube channel are more cohesive, and I love this. So how I built this website, just as I mentioned, and I basically described my whole idea about redefining my community and revamping it. And what made the difference here is that I also prepared a video for Manus and for some people that I want to share this with, where I explain everything, what my idea is behind it. I'm using a funnel from some amazing people at CourseOS, so shout out to them. So I'm explaining everything in natural language, in video, and I'm also capturing the transcript as well using Loom. So I'm dropping this as well inside. I also dropped the initial style of the design, which was the pink one. And I also started dropping a couple of other funnels, uh, links from Figma, my current school communities, my current DNA of how I speak, who I am, and what I do, just to give an overall good structure for Manus to start creating content for us. And I also added this screenshot, which exists in the Loom file that I was sharing. The old community, as you can see, was called AI Mastery, and the whole idea was deep dives into AI tools, very vague and very difficult to manage actually content. So the scenario was to turn the community free, have one purpose, have one current goal that we all need to reach, which basically is to fully master AI tools to get better, get paid, get seen more as designers, plain and simple. So this is the idea of the whole research. And as you can see, Manus started reading all the files, started examining everything. And long story short, I just started pasting a few other feedbacks. I asked for a few more research to be done. And then this is the point where I wanted to completely rehaul the current style that I have for AI Design Club. I'm also here shortening my bio and improving some sort of copies, as you can see. And here is basically where I'm trying to understand what kind of classroom should I add. I'm basically dropping my ideas into Manus to refine them more, to get suggestions, etc., etc. And then I'm just starting building all of the classes that somebody will see inside AI Design Club. So as I said, Manus was there for mostly content, context, and not UI builds. Not for any specific reason. I just like using Suna. It's open source. It gives me more of a control to how I spend my credits, and I overall prefer it more. So that's what happens with Manus. I was basically building my community, the actual school community, and the website at the same time in terms of copy and context. Then on Suna, what I basically did is I want to build a landing page for my school community, which exists as a live website. You can scrape it. I also provided Suna with the GitHub repo where I publish the website just to be able to clone it and work on it directly. And the theme that I went with was basically inspired by my YouTube channel and a website that I've seen. Don't really remember its name. I'm not joking. While this video is being recorded, or if I see it somewhere in the chat, I will definitely give it a shout. But here's the theme that I generated with TwigCN, which is an amazing tool. If you're using the SATCN library, you can instantly integrate some cool themes. So as you see, we have very strong, this yellow color that I use, yellow, green, neon greens. I don't know what it is, to be honest. It depends on your eyes. Those cool purples as secondaries, those cool blues. And this is basically a preview of how a model and a design system should look, provided by TwigCN, which is something that Suna extracts very nicely. But apart from that, it is always advisable to, whenever you want to use SATCN, to properly state from the beginning that this is the source of truth. SATCN is our source of truth. Please, whenever I say, for example, create a button, do not create a new button from scratch and make it a custom component. We have a component library, use SATCN's button, and then customize this button, the source of truth. So it's very important to establish that with an LLM, refine this prompt with another LLM, drop it inside. So yeah, you need to be mindful of that. And Suna does a great job at extracting all of these colors as well manually. But TwigCN also, of course, provides code if you open this in your actual account, which is what I'm going to do as well. You will see that you have full access to the theme and you can tweak colors here, your typography, other stuff, or you can talk with an AI to further refine them. As you can see, I was doing with some other projects. Here you can see that you have a share functionality and a code. You can use whatever works for your current stack, or you can just take a screenshot of this and ask your AI which one of these is the appropriate one that we need to use in order to basically apply this custom theme to our SADCN component library and UI kit / design system. So this is what I did with Suna, and it basically did a great job at implementing this. As you see here, I'm also using a manual way just to make sure that it's gonna be implemented well. So now what we had, I cannot unfortunately show you the live preview because it's an old chat. But here what basically happened was Suna created a very simple landing page that looked like, I would say, 50% of this in a way, because we didn't have a logo, we didn't have a couple of custom other features, we didn't have an embedded video. So it was basically a bare bones representation of this Twig CN, let's say, dashboard or mail. Basically components stitched together properly to formulate this simple landing page with very, very minimal structure or UI refinement to make it look flashy. For example, this exact area was generated by Suna without me doing any changes. What I probably changed was the size of the font, nothing else. So this is what basically Suna generated, this type of level. After that, what I actually changed was very minor. My number one goal was to basically open this on Windsurf, and instead of having one .jsx file as our whole page, I wanted to run a proper refactoring and basically have every component and section become its own file so that we can have proper componentization and ensure that everything runs smoothly whenever we want to make a change. After that, the only change that I did was that I utilized those buttons, those CTAs, to just properly add the correct URL so that the user can get redirected to the AI Design Club on school. And I also added my YouTube URL and my portfolio URL. What's cool about this theme is that I can also tease in another video at this point, is that I was able to actually translate this. Okay, I just pushed a GitHub repo, and that's why this domain name is down, but it's actually live. So I was able to basically, quote unquote, clone this whole design system and create my actual portfolio page using the exact same thing. So as you can see, the whole idea is basically the same. You have differentiations in the navbar and the footer. I made it more cool because that's my style. But I really find it fascinating that with a simple URL, a couple of screenshots, a code provided properly, you can drop this to Suna or even Manus as well and have the proper landing page set up. And then the thing that you probably have to worry about is either componentization or ensuring via Windsurf or your favorite AI code editor that the SADCM theme is properly installed and you have proper componentization and you do not have AI creating new components that are custom each time. So besides that, nothing else really changed. I refined the footer just to have a powered by school component here to highlight school because it's cool. And the CTA, a proper CTA, nothing else, nothing very complicated. But yeah, this is basically the story of how I managed to rebuild and revamp my design community, which is now free. It's called AI Design Club. And if you're a designer or solopreneur or somebody that's just intrigued about AI and its design aspect, then you're free to join. I would love to meet you there. Introduce yourself for sure. We have people joining every day. And yeah, I'm very excited about this project, and it now perfectly ties with my YouTube channel, with all my documentations about AI workflows, building in public, and all of these things. And of course, if you want to leverage AI to get paid and get seen more, you can connect directly with me, book a discovery call, and see what your pain points are and how it can be of any help. So yeah, this was a video. please comment down below if you have any specific questions, or if you want me to basically explain something more detailed, because I know that I kind of skipped a lot of things, but the overall idea was really that. But if you want a more deeper dive, please comment down below. Let me know your thoughts, your ideas, if you could have done anything better. And of course, if you like what you show, give me a like, and see you in the next one.